When a clinician needs to deliver a medication that is highly viscous, oily, or prone to staining tissues, like iron dextrin, a standard perpendicular intramuscular injection presents a serious risk. Inserting a needle straight through the skin, fat, and muscle creates a linear channel. Because the underlying muscle tissue is naturally under pressure, the injected fluid is often pushed backward up this open channel, leaking directly into the sensitive subcutaneous fat and dermis. To prevent this leakage, clinicians rely on the Z-track method. This technique uses the natural sliding properties of the skin to physically displace the tissue layers, creating a mechanical seal that traps the medication inside the muscle. You don't need specialized equipment to perform a Z-track injection. Standard syringes and needles work perfectly. What this method does require is exceptional mechanical precision. For certain medications, displacing the tissue to lock the fluid deep within the muscle is an anatomical necessity to prevent localized sterile abscesses, permanent tissue staining, and severe patient discomfort. This checklist highlights the foundation of safe injection administration. Before handling any equipment, you must verify the 5 rights: the right patient, the right drug, the right dose, the right time, and the right route. Once confirmed, follow CDC standards for hand hygiene by lathering with soap and warm water for a full 20 seconds before putting on gloves. A critical Z-track best practice is the 2-needle technique. Drawing viscous medication leaves a microscopic layer of irritant clinging to the needle shaft. To avoid dragging residue through subcutaneous tissue, discard the drawing needle and swap it for a fresh sterile one. This diagram details the approved anatomical sites for intramuscular injections. For the Z-track method, the ventrogluteal and deltoid muscles are the preferred targets because they offer adequate depth and muscle mass. Perfect displacement mechanics will fail to protect the patient if your preparation phase introduces microscopic irritants to the superficial tissues before the injection even begins. Once you've selected and landmarked the site, cleanse the skin with an alcohol swab, using a firm circular motion moving outward to cover a 5-centimeter radius. According to this World Health Organization guidance, you must allow the skin to dry for a full 30 seconds. Injecting through wet alcohol neutralizes the disinfecting effect and pulls the alcohol directly into the puncture wound, causing unnecessary pain. Place the heel of your non-dominant hand next to the injection site. Apply firm pressure to slide the skin and subcutaneous fat laterally or downward by exactly 1 to 1.5 inches. Notice how the superficial layers shift, while the deep muscle remains stationary. A common error here is pinching or bunching the skin. While bunching is correct for a subcutaneous injection, it ruins an intramuscular delivery by pulling the muscle layer up and away from your needle. The tissue must be pulled taut and flat. You must hold this firm lateral tension completely unbroken. If your grip slips even slightly during the procedure, the layers will realign too early and the mechanical seal will fail. With the tissue securely out of alignment, insert the needle at a 90-degree angle, driving it cleanly through the displaced layers into the muscle. Stabilize the syringe barrel and depress the plunger slowly. The clinical standard is a delivery weight of exactly 1 milliliter of fluid every 10 seconds. This deliberate, slow pace gives the dense muscle fibers time to gently stretch and accommodate the fluid. Injecting too quickly forces violent muscle expansion, creating high internal back pressure that immediately pushes the medication back up the needle channel. By maintaining a steady, gradual delivery rate, you prevent that pressure spike, allowing the muscle to safely house the medication rather than rejecting it toward the surface. Once the syringe is empty, do not withdraw the needle immediately. Instead, hold it completely still inside the tissue for a full 10 seconds. This mandatory pause allows the medication to begin diffusing through the muscle fibers. It equalizes the pressure between the fluid depot and the surrounding anatomy, further neutralizing the forces that cause tracking. After 10 seconds have passed, smoothly and quickly withdraw the needle at the same 90-degree angle. The exact moment the needle clears the skin, release your non-dominant hand's hold. Upon release, the displaced tissue snaps back to its resting position. Sliding layers shear the needle track, guillotining the channel into a disconnected zigzag pattern. Looking at this clinical procedure guidance, note the strict instruction here: do not massage the site. Applying massage acts exactly like a pump. It creates localized pressure that will force the trapped, irritating medication straight up. through the newly formed seal and into the subcutaneous tissue, completely undoing the protection of the Z-track. With the tissue released, the medication is safely isolated deep in the extravascular space. While a standard injection leaves an open escape route, the Z-track's broken zigzag path forms a permanent physical barrier. For post-procedural care, you only need to apply gentle, static pressure with a dry gauze pad, and only if it's necessary to stop minor surface bleeding. Immediately deploy the needle safety device and discard the entire syringe into a puncture-proof sharps container. Never attempt to recap a used needle. As indicated by this final checklist requirement, ensure the patient is in a comfortable position and observe the site for at least 15 minutes to monitor for any localized swelling, hematoma, or persistent pain before finalizing their medical record. The Z-track technique leaves no room for improvisation. By strictly adhering to the 2-needle protocol, maintaining proper tissue tension, and waiting the full 10 seconds, clinicians turn a highly irritating injection into a safe, evidence-based bridge to recovery.